My name is Dr. Payal Ghosh. Today I am going to discuss motivation and emotion. Before discussing what is motivation or what is emotion, let me explain you a few instances. Suppose a girl who is from a small town works very hard so that she can crack entrance exam of engineering colleges. Or suppose a boy who saves money from his scholarship so that he can buy gifts for his mother. So here, in both cases, the person is behaving in a particular way, or the person is doing something because the person wants to achieve a goal. In case of the girl, the goal is to achieve to crack the entrance exam of engineering college. So she is working very hard. In case of the boy is saving money so that he can buy gift for his mother. So here we can say motivation means when there is a goal and we behave in a particular way to achieve that goal. So it is motivation. Motivation helps us to predict our behavior. Now again, if you use these instances, suppose that the girl failed to crack entrance exam despite her hard work. So how she is going to feel? She is going to feel sad. She is going to feel frustrated. Or suppose the boy saves money to buy a gift, but the money gets stolen. Here, how he's going to feel? He is going to feel sad. He's going to feel angry. So here we discuss different emotion. So in this chapter, first we'll discuss motivation, and the second part will discuss different emotion. The first topic is motivation. Under motivation, the first topic that I'm going to discuss is nature of motivation. So already I've discussed motivation means when there is a particular goal and we want to achieve the goal. So we behave in a particular way to achieve that goal. That is motivation. So motivation, that is something that determine our behavior. Instinct, drive, need, goal, incentives, which we use under the broad concept of motivation. To explain motivation, we'll discuss the motivational cycle. Motivational cycle, the first thing is there is a need. Need means lack of something or deficit of something. Because of that deficit or because of that need, there is a drive. Drive leads to a state of arousal or tension. Because I need something, I have a tension or arousal that I need that thing, and that tension or arousal will help me to behave in a particular way that leads to goal-directed behavior. Goal-directed behavior means we behave in a particular way so that we can fulfill that need. Then come if after behaving in a particular way help us to achieve the goal, help us to fulfill the need, then come the achievement. After achievement, once I achieved whatever I want to achieve, then I read there will be reduction of the arousal or drive. Once the drive or reduction tension is reduced, then in the next need will emerges. In this way, the cycle will go on. So let me explain this cycle with an example. Suppose I want to crack an exam. That is my goal, my objective is to crack the exam, entrance exam, so that I can get admission in a good college. So that particular need creates some tension and creates some drive, some tension and arousal within us. So for that, I will behave in a particular way that will help me to crack the entrance exam. So what I will do, I will get admission in a good institution that will guide me how to study, how to prepare for the entrance exam. Then I will follow all the instructions given by the institutions. I will work hard. I will give my effort so that I can achieve my goal. So after that, after all that hard works and everything, when I am able to crack entrance exam of one college and I am able to get admission in a college, that will be the achievement part. And once I have achieved my goal, then my tension, my arousal will reduce. Then next need will arise. Next need is that once I have get admitted in a college, then now I have to perform. I have to score good marks in my first year examination. So the next need is here, that will again lead to drive and arousal, and the cycle will go on like this way. Next, we'll discuss different types of motives. So we can divide motives into two categories: biological motives and psychosocial motives. Biological motives are also known as physiological motives. Our physiological mechanisms, they play important role in these biological motives. Physiological mechanism means hormones, endocrine glands, neurotransmitters, brain, nervous system. They actually play important role in developing this and creating these motives. Biological motives are based on the concept of instinct. Instinct means something which is innate, which is inborn, which we do not learn, rather they are present from the birth within us. Some common human instincts are curiosity, repulsion, reproduction, paternal care. So curiosity is an instinct. Curiosity means desire to know different things, to gain experience. So curiosity is a instinctual thing, something which is there within us. And because we are curious, so we explore the environment, we want to know the environment. Reproduction is a instinctual behavior. Reproduction, the goal of reproduction is to create more members from our species, so that our species doesn't get extinct from the environment. So it is another motive of difference of all the species to reproduce new members. Paternal care, care for other, care for children. This is also an instinctual thing that is there within us, that we don't learn, rather that is present within us from the beginning. So instinct are the other tendencies, internal tendencies, and instinct direct our behavior, predict our behavior. Next, we'll discuss some biological motives. The biological motive that we'll discuss are hunger, thirst, sex. The first biological motive is hunger. Hunger, now how we feel hungry? What is the physiological changes in body that cause hunger? So when our stomach is empty, there is a construction in the stomach, and this construction sends signal to us that we are hungry. Or if the glucose level in the blood is low, it again sends signal to us that we are hungry. If the protein and fat which is stored in our body is low, then it again sends signal to us that we are hungry. Liver, when body need food, then liver sets signal to the brain and we feel hungry. Also the aroma, the taste, the way the food is, the appearance of the food also lead to the feeling of hunger. So अगर कोई खाने का स्मेल अच्छा है, कोई खाने दिखने में अच्छा है, अगर मुझे हम लोग को पता है उसका टेस्ट अच्छा है, तो उससे भी हम लोग को हंगर का फीलिंग होता है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई एक फैक्टर अकेले रिस्पॉन्सिबल है हंगर के लिए. अदर दिस फैक्टर्स आर इन कॉम्बिनेशन they develop the feeling of hunger within us. So now we'll discuss the physiological mechanism of hunger. So if there is any changes in the metabolic function in the liver sends signal to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus can send signal to either lateral hypothalamus or to the ventromedial hypothalamus. The lateral hypothalamus, or LH, is an excitatory area. It means it increases the feeling of hunger. And ventromedial hypothalamus is the hunger controlling area. It means it controls the hunger behavior. So suppose there is a need for food. So there is some changes in the metabolic function of the liver. The liver will send signal to the hypothalamus that body needs food, and hypothalamus will send signal to the lateral hypothalamus that we need food. And in that case, we'll feel this portion is stimulated and we'll feel hungry. But if we have enough food in our body and we don't need any food, then the liver again send signal to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will send signal to the ventromedial hypothalamus that our body reached the satiety level. We don't need food anymore. So it will control the hunger behavior. So we will not feel hungry anymore. So this is a physiological mechanism of hunger. The next biological motive that I will discuss is thirst. Thirst, how we feel thirsty or what trigger thirst in our body. First, if the cells lose water, and second, if there is a reduction of blood volume in the body. In both cases, we feel thirsty. So now we'll discuss the physiological mechanism of thirst. This is called cellular dehydration theory. Cellular dehydration theory, sorry. Suppose there is a Cellular dehydration theory means if the cell is dehydrated, if there is a loss of water in the cell or the cell require water, they send signal to the osmoreceptors. These osmoreceptors are located at anterior hypothalamus. This osmoreceptor generates some nerve signals, and these signals actually create trigger the feeling of thirst, and we then need to drink the water. Now the next question is what is the physiological mechanism which help us to know that we need to stop drinking water? So according to researcher, the mechanism which I explained in the previous slide that help us to know how when we need water, it's actually responsible for stopping the intake of water. Also, there is another theory which said that when there is a stomach is when we don't need water, stomach sends signal to the brain, and we know that we need to stop drinking water. Now, the next biological motive that I will discuss is sex. Sex is a biological motive, but sex is different from other biological motive, that is hunger and thirst. So, let us discuss the difference. Sexual activity is not necessary for survival. Like hunger and thirst, they are necessary for survival. Without food, without water, we cannot survive, we'll die. But sexual activity is not like that. Second, we hunger and thirst, they are required to maintain body balance, to homeostasis. Whenever we are hungry, whenever there is a lack of food in our body, or whenever we are thirst, whenever these the cells are dehydrated, that actually disturb our balance, body balance or homeostasis. So we need to maintain that restore that equilibrium, so we eat food or drink water. But sexual activity, the goal is not to maintain the body balance. This is not objective of the sexual activity. Third, hunger and thirst, they are present from birth and throughout our life, but sexual drives develops with age. Once person reach puberty, once person becomes sexually mature, develops sexually mature, they develop sexual drive. So these are the difference between sex and other primary motives. Now we'll discuss physiology of sexual drive. So sexual urges are controlled by hormones known as sex hormones. The sex hormones are secreted by gonads. In case of male, testes secrete male sex hormones, and in case of females, ovaries secrete female sex hormones. Other endocrine glands like adrenal pituitary glands also influence sexual drive. Sexual drive is also influenced, in case of human, it is also influenced by external stimulus and culture, culture and society. So our cultural learning, our society's belief determine our sexual expression. Society which is very conservative, their people express their sexual behavior in a particular way. But society which is very liberal, their people they express their sexual drive in completely different way. So society, cultural factors and cultural learning are very important in determining how people are going to express their sexual drive. So far we have discussed the biological motives which are innate hunger, thirst, and sex. So now we'll discuss psychosocial motives. Psychosocial motives are learned or acquired. We acquire these motives through our interaction in our social environment. Our family, our neighbors, our friends, our relatives, they play important role in developing these motives. Let me give you one example. Suppose someone has high motivation for achievement. So here the motivation the person develops here, maybe his family play very important role in here, because in family maybe it is very family members they give very importance to the achievement, to the personal achievement. Cultural factors are very important in developing psychosocial motives, like individualistic culture where individual achievement is more important. The people develop psychosocial motives of achievement, most likely to develop psychosocial motive of achievement. Or culture like collectivist culture where interpersonal relationships are important, there people mostly develop or more likely to develop need for affiliation. Now we'll discuss different kind of um, psychosocial motive. The first motive is need for affiliation. Need for affiliation means desire to be physically and psychologically close to other individual, desire to be loved, to have friendship, to develop friendship, to have company of other people. This is called need for affiliation. So people with high need for affiliation, they are ready to sacrifice their own personal happiness, their own personal interest or achievement to have support and love for other member of the society, so to have support and love of the family. So we can see that many people are there who are ready to sacrifice their own happiness so that they can get support and love from their family. So these people have high need for affiliation. Second, we'll discuss need for power. Need for power means when person want to control the behavior and emotion of other people. These people with high need for power, they have desire to influence, to control, to control others' behavior, and to improve their own reputation in front of others. Now, how people express their power motive? McClellan in 1975 proposed that there are four ways by which people express their power motive. First, people try to be powerful or think try to develop a feeling of power by attaching themselves with some popular figure. So सपोज कोई बहुत पॉपुलर है, किसी का बहुत मतलब सोसाइटी में बहुत इफेक्ट है, तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, उसके साथ हम लोग का क्या सिमिलरिटी है वो देखते हैं, and if we find that we have some similarity by attaching themselves with a popular figure, और हम लोग कैसे बोलते हैं कि हमको उसके साथ मेरा पर्सनल कनेक्शन है, कोई है जो बहुत पॉपुलर है, उसके साथ मेरा पर्सनल कनेक्शन है, उसको मैं पर्सनली जानती हूँ, ऐसे हम लोग अपना जो पावर है, अपना जो फीलिंग ऑफ पावर है, उसको हम लोग बढ़ाते हैं. Second, the source can be from within us. So how we are going to feel powerful when we think that, when we have the ability to control our urges, control our impulses, when we are physically fit. So we do exercise, yoga, and so that we can be physically fit, we can have control on our own impulses, emotions, and urges, and we feel powerful. So here the source is internal. Then people feel powerful by thinking that how much impact I have on other person. So अगर मेरा इफेक्ट मेरा बहुत इफेक्ट होगा दूसरे के बिहेवियर में, दूसरे मेरे प्रेजेंस का अगर दूसरे के बिहेवियर में कुछ इफेक्ट होगा और मैं कुछ करती हूँ जिसके इफेक्ट सोसाइटी में होगा, देन वी ऑल्सो फील पावरफुल. Fourth, we become part of our organization, which is a powerful organization, and as a member of that organization, also I feel that I have power to influence other people. Like suppose मैंने कुछ political party join कर लिया, and as a member of that party, I have power to influence others' behavior. So here is the fourth way by which we express or which we feel powerful. Next need that I will discuss is need for achievement. Need for achievement means when we want to achieve something, we want to reach in a particular level, that is called need for achievement. So our family, our parents, our role models, our cultural factors, they influence our need for achievement. Like I want to achieve something, I want to do something. So we many times we follow our parents, like मैं अपनी मम्मी के जैसे, पापा के जैसा कुछ करना चाहती हूँ, कुछ अचीव करना चाहती हूँ. हम लोग कोई रोल मॉडल्स होता है, उसके जैसा मैं कुछ करना चाहती हूँ. कल्चरल फैक्टर का भी बहुत इफेक्ट है अचीवमेंट में. जिस कल्चर में जहाँ अचीवमेंट को ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस देता है, वहाँ पीपल वहाँ का जो वहाँ का जो जनता है, वो लोग अचीवमेंट को, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल फ्रॉम दैट कल्चर, they have high need for achievement. People who have high need for achievement, generally they set targets which are of moderately difficult and which are moderately challenging. Why? Because if the task is too difficult, that will be difficult. That will be that the person will not be able to reach the goal, so that will not fulfill his need for achievement. And if the task is too easy, again that will not fulfill the person's need for achievement. So here people set a goal which is of moderate difficulty. Also, people with high need for achievement prefer feedback from other people on their performance. Now we'll discuss the two more motives, that are curiosity and exploration. Curiosity means when we want to know different things, new things, and we gain pleasure by obtaining the information about different things. So we are curious, that's why we explore the environment. So एक researcher वो curious है कि क्यों कैसा होता है, कैसे होता है, क्या क्या प्रोसीड्यूर, इसलिए वो रिसर्च करता है टू नो द थिंग. बच्चे लोग जो वो लोग बहुत क्यूरियस होते हैं, उन लोग के एनवायरनमेंट के डिफरेंट थिंग को जानना है, देखना है, इसलिए वो लोग एनवायरनमेंट को एक्सप्लोर करते हैं, एक्सप्लोर करके देखते हैं। जैसे कि उसको नहीं पता कैसे हम लोग पेन को यूज करते हैं, तो वो बहुत क्यूरियस है, वो पेन को डिफरेंट तरह से यूज करके देखते हैं, वॉल में लिख के, पेज में लिख के, पेन को ऐसे पेन से किसी चीज में छेद करके, पेन को खोल के उसके अंदर क्या है देख के। सो पीपल आर चिल्ड्रन, दे आर क्यूरियस, so they want to explore their environment in different way. So curiosity is a motivation which guide our behavior, and because of curiosity we explore the environment to know the environment better.